Hello and welcome to the channel, the weird and wonderful of the internet, and today is all about the wonderful. Yes, because me, Leroy, has published my first book. It's a kid's Christmas book, and in this video we're going to be looking at what I used, how much it is, where it's available, and then also if you want some tips on, I fancy writing a book. Christmas is all about sharing. So roll the title cards, here we go. Before the main video starts, can we just take a moment to appreciate the tree? Oh yes. Baubles from all over the world where me and the current wife have travelled. And obviously, Prince, R.I.P. But yes, in this video I'm going to be showing you what I used to create my own Christmas book. My first book, out on Amazon. I can't believe it. Hello, here it is. The Time Darkness Fell on Christmas. My first kid's book, you know what I mean? Easy reading for parents. No real big words. Aimed at 5 to 9 year olds. It's got a Tim Burton feel to it. But in this video, I'm going to talk about how I created that book. And you might want to create your own Christmas book or your own cookbook or whatever. You know what I mean? How beautiful is the tree? But don't forget to give it a like and a follow to the channel. And I hope this video helps you out. So the three main elements of creating the book. I use Amazon KDP, which is free to use. You set up an account, so links will all be in the description below. So Amazon KDP, I use Canva for doing the writing and layout. That was the trickiest part. I'll talk more about that later. And Fiverr for getting the illustrator. So yes, in the book, I'm not going to spoil it. You know what I mean? $6.99 on Amazon. Push. But I used for some of the illustrations, and I'll show you some of the illustrations, and some what didn't work. And I used artificial intelligence, yes. Very modern, 2022. So half the book is the illustrations are done by a real life illustrator from Fiverr. And the other half is done by using Dolly E2. If you don't know what Dolly E2 is, it's an amazing bit of free software. I had to join a queue for it. But now it's open to anybody. You get 50 credits when you first join. Now, you might be thinking, what does it do? Basically, you type in a sentence and it creates a picture for you. Now, you might want this in an abstract, you might want it as a pencil drawing, you might realism, anything. And it'll give you about 4 variations. But that's 1 credit, and you get 50 free credits a month. You can buy credits, it's £10 or $15 for 115. But every time you do anything, click it to do another variation, that's 1 credit down. So I set up about 4 accounts. I had my wife, my account, all my email accounts, and just set it up. So obviously first step 1 is, what's the book about? Well, my book is all about a Christmas message and children not taking gifts for granted and Christmas for granted and actually helping other people out. That is the main gist of my story. A nice, easy Christmas message. So once you've got your story, so I got my story October in my head, and I'm like, right, I need to crack on because time's going to run away with me. Obviously working full time, doing YouTube, doing TikToks. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, right, I need to get this down. So every day I was writing on my phone, a page at a time. The average kid book, they say, is 33 pages. I think mine's 27 because I just want to be different, you know. So I wrote my story, and then I'm like, right, my grammar is shocking. I need somebody to check this for me. So shout out to Jared. He's uses big words all the time, and he checked my the story. Says, look, this is grammatically wrong. Change this. It's a bit intense. What age are you aiming for? 5 to 9 year olds. You'll scare them. They'll have nightmares. So I did all that and I edited it, and then I put it into Canva. Now, when you go onto Amazon KDP, it'll ask you, what size book do you want? And I'm like, looking, I went out and bought The Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm like, right, that looks a nice size. So it's roughly 8 by 11. But that's your page. So obviously then you've got to when you're creating you have to create the front page and back page. And now if you do it over 76 pages, you then can put stuff on the spine. So I was like, right, okay, I've got that. I know what size I want. So you type it into Amazon KDP, how many pages you're going to write. And it comes up with the dimensions, which are brilliant. And then you go over to Canva, which is free, but you also can upgrade to a professional. I just kept it as the free one. And you get a template that you can put onto each page and like duplicate it, so you know exactly where you put in your text, your pictures. It took me ages to realise this. Like, I'm like, because once I wrote the story and I got it onto Canva, I'm like, right, okay, I'll save that. But I'm like, hold on, how do I put the pictures on? How do I know if it's the right size? And but the template, they give you a template and you basically just copy that template onto your blank page and you know exactly where your lines are. It's all about bleeds. I didn't know what bleeds are. Bleeds are basically when the picture can go right to the edge of the page. And no bleed means it's going to have like a white border around it. So I'm like, right, I've got that. I need an illustrator. Cue the illustrator. So I needed an illustrator and I thought, do you know what, no problem, I'm on TikTok. I'll ask TikTok, surely people share it. Nothing came back. I'm like, oh dear, I can't do this on my own. I can't draw. So I thought, Fiverr. I've heard about Fiverr. I'd seen YouTube videos, people using Fiverr. Let me try it. So basically what I did was I wrote a very basic synopsis of the Christmas story and the style that I wanted. I wanted a Tim Burton style. And then I used Dolly E2 and I got some pictures that I'd already done. Only about 6 or 7 pictures I'd done at this time. And I loaded them onto Fiverr so whoever's looking on Fiverr can go, oh yeah, I can draw like that. And I got a response. I got a few. I think about four or five. You set yourself a budget. So my budget, I've always been honest with you guys, my budget was £100. Because it's my first book. I didn't know if I'd sell. At the moment of this recording, I've sold 30 books on Amazon. So it's been out a week at the time of recording this, which I'm so happy with. Like, I'm just happy that one person's... It's out there, isn't it? That's it. Forever. It could be on a bookcase, passed down to children, be used as fish and chip paper. I don't know, but it's there. So once you've agreed your budget, and the artist will say, oh, I can do this work. You say, oh, can you really? So you look at their past work and read their reviews. So I'm like going through, there were 2 artists I weren't sure on. So I got Slade, who was based in India, which is my illustrator. She's at the back of the book, credit to her. So I'm like, right, I agree, boom. And you set a date for what you want. Now I wanted the end of November for she was doing 15 pages. So 15 pages were going to be the real life illustrator and 15 pages were going to be me. So once they deliver your like the pixels and pictures that you want in whichever form you want, you then agree. So the money comes out of your account. So the £100 comes out straight away when you've accepted that artist. But it doesn't go to the artist. Fiverr holds that money. And then when they get to the project finalisation day, they send it to you. And you're like, right, am I happy with this? And you go, can you change that picture a little bit? I want like it a bit more warmly, a bit more wintry, a bit more Christmassy. And so she did the revisions and then I was happy with it. And then I clicked, yep, I accept. And then she gets paid. So she gets paid. I've already paid for the work. She's got sending me a file. I can download all the pictures. And that's it. So once you've got all that and you're happy with it, then you go over to Amazon KDP and you just follow the steps, like which category, etc. And then load the book up. So you load it up as a PDF. And then Amazon basically kicked it out and said, no, page 1, 2, 10, 8, 9 needs adjusting. The text is too big. Are you stupid? Are you not listening to this? I'm like, oh no. And this probably took me about 6 hours. Now, it shouldn't have took me 6 hours because when I'm watching videos, I was doing my typical thing when I'm watching a YouTube video. I'm watching it while eating and then food consumed me. And I missed about 10 seconds, which was a crucial 10 seconds, which I needed. So I'm like, right. So as I'm editing it, I've got a YouTube video I'm watching. I'm like, right, okay. So once it's loaded and it gets finalised by Amazon, they get back to you within they say 72 hours. Mine was 24 hours, and then it'll be live. So mine I put on as a Kindle for the first week, and the book, and you can put your price in. Now I'm priced it at $6.99, which I ask people on TikTok and my TikTok lives, what do you think of pricing it? I don't have kids, so I think, what's a fair price? I don't like, obviously these times, I don't want it to be too much. Don't want it to be too cheap. So $6.99. Now I don't get any of this kickback or money from the sales of my book until February, which is crazy. Like it's called the royalties. So the royalties kicks in. So it's on Amazon. It's worldwide. So Amazon UK, Amazon.com, Italian, Australia. It's all there. And basically what happens is Amazon, you've agreed on a price. Amazon then print the book and then send it out to the people that bought it. So you're not having to go, right, well, I'm going to pay for 100 books and be out of pocket and not selling it. Literally, if I sell 27, then I've sold 27. If I sold 3 million, then I've sold 3 million. But the outlay, so basically at the moment, the book has cost £100 to do. And that is pretty much it. I mean, let's look at some of the absolute shockers from Dolly E2. So I'm going to show you some of the pictures from what didn't make it to the final cut. Some were brilliant. So here's some of the pictures that I used. So the real life illustrator and Dolly E2. This is one of the main characters, Amber, and her granddad. Spirit of Christmas. I love that character. That's a character I created using Dolly E2. And then the real life illustrator, this picture, created like Santa Claus. You know that feel. Some pictures just didn't work. I weren't happy with it. I did have at one point, that's my front cover of the book, which I started with a basic image and grew, because the great thing about Dolly is you can add like elements to it in everything you type, so I just wanted that vibe. So yeah, so the clock that's featured in the book is a clock that I got inherited from when my nan died, so I kind of changed it and added it into the book. Yes, so there's lots of little Easter eggs if you know me or family members. But that is pretty much writing a Christmas book in a nutshell. So yes, I hope these tips have helped if you wanted to write a book. Time Darkness Fell on Christmas Day is out now on Amazon. Great Christmas stocking filler. I don't mind saying so myself. Put a lot of time and effort and my heart into this. Will there be a sequel? People have asked. I think so. Oh, is that another sale on Amazon? But I'm wanting to turn this into either a motion picture using stop motion or a Christmas cartoon. Probably using Fiverr again. I don't think I'll be able to learn how to do all that. It's going to probably take me a year. So yeah, I'd like to bring it alive, proper voiceovers, and release it on YouTube, on this channel for free. You never know, it might get picked up by Tim Burton himself. He needs a bit of cash. Wednesday's not done very well, has it? But thank you for watching as always. Have a great Christmas. This is the greatest Christmas song. It's Christmas! See you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.